Get started right away instead of waiting 2 minutes like I usually do. So jobs, schnobs, they're not coming back. So right now we have an election coming up, and don't worry, this is not going to get political. I'm sick of seeing politics too. So keep this rolling. I'm not going to get political. But we have an election coming up. And we've always got an election coming up. So that's never anything new. There's always going to be an election coming up. So you can watch this whenever, years from now, tomorrow, days, minutes from now. And that's always going to be true. There's an election coming up. And typically, each side is going to say, I'm going to be the one that's going to bring more jobs back, and all of these other things that they say. But one thing about jobs is they're never coming back to human beings. Jobs have actually been coming back to this country for a few years now, if you can believe that. The reason why you haven't noticed is because they're not going to people, they're going to computers. People are being replaced by computers. So there is nobody that can bring you your job back, except you! So here's why they're going to computers. What's happening right now is things are being automated. And the way that you, and mostly all of you out there, are spending your money, you're spending it going for the cheapest whatever. And so when things are automated, that generally drives down the cost of things, and we vote for it all the time. We think we save so much money getting cheap stuff, and it costs us everything. It literally costs you your job. It also costs other people their jobs as well when you do that stupid shit. But that's what's happening. They even have restaurants now, newer restaurants that are opening up, not very many yet, that don't even have people that you order from. You do it all from a computer. You go to this restaurant, a tangible physical building even, and you order your food through a computer. There's no personal involvement exchange whatsoever. So it's cheaper. It drives the price down. But you just costed somebody their job. When you go to a grocery store now, you can go to automated checkout lanes. And it takes maybe one person now to manage about 6 or 7 or 8 different registers. So you go through that shit thinking that you're doing pretty good. Well, you just costed about 6 or 7 people their jobs, including yours. If you still have your job is not going to be there forever, because you're going to make sure that you're going to sell out your own job. You're going to do it to yourself as you're doing it to other people. You do it all the time. You have an option between organic food and cheap food, and you're going to go for the cheap food because you think you're saving money, and in the end it's going to cost you your health as well as your job. So now you're not going to have any money, and you're not going to have any health if you're not already there. And we totally do it to ourselves. There's no politician running for president or any other office that can fix that kind of dumbness, that kind of spectacular stupidity. There's no president that can fix that. We can fix trade deals, and we can manipulate the currency and taxes and all these other things. But if we, the people, are going to continue to be so spectacularly self-destructive and dumb as to sell out our own best interests by always going for the cheaper whatever, even at the expense of everybody's jobs, everybody's health, there's no policy that can fix that kind of dumbness. That's just the way that it is. So, right now, for example, I said I'm not going to get political. I'm still not. But like right now, we have 2 people running. Our next president is either going to be somebody who brags about sexually assaulting women, or we're going to have somebody who, if she wins, then every corporation in the world that actually makes their money by poisoning you and your family to death and the planet, they're going to have the keys to the country. So our choices between those 2 things, they're totally reflective of who we are. We cast votes every day with our money that sells our jobs to computers, not overseas anymore. Jobs are coming back to this country, like I said in the beginning of the video. They're just going to computers because that's how we spend our money. I don't think any company really has this goal of poisoning you or making you sick or getting rid of your job. They're just in the business of making money. And, you know, making money is actually a good thing. It's the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't care what color your skin is, what religion you are. And all of us are crying, we want a world free of prejudice. And the ultimate equalizer is to get rich, because money doesn't give a shit about it. It doesn't have any prejudices, only people do. So if you really feel that way, go out there and get rich. Because money is the ultimate equalizer. But going back to the topic of this video, How we spend our money is causing all of our problems, and there's no politician that's going to bring our jobs back. Our jobs are coming back to this country. They've been coming back to this country for years, but they're going to computers because we, the people, spend our money on whatever is the cheapest thing possible, and that cheapest thing possible costs us everything. Congratulations, when you buy organic, you sell out your health and your job and other people's job. When you go to wherever, the grocery store or some restaurants now and other things like that, and you go for the automation process where you don't have to have personal involvement with another person, you just help somebody lose their job. And if you still have yours, yours is on its way out. There's no company that has this motive to, let's see how many people we can make jobless or homeless now. Companies don't have that motive. They want to make money. And they're going to make money by following the demand that you create. So that's the demand that we've created. We've created this demand that drives out our jobs and sends them to computers. We used to send our jobs overseas to China and Mexico, but that doesn't happen as much anymore. Jobs are coming back. They're just going to computers because that's what we're telling big business to do by how we spend our money. And unless we get that through our thick, spectacularly stupid, self-absorbed brains, that's not going to stop. There's no politician that can fix that kind of dumbness. I'm just saying. And I know deep down all of us are very bright people. We just need to tap into that. We've been given pretty amazing free-thinking critical faculties, but it doesn't work if we don't tap into it. So more people have to tap into that shit. Start buying organic food. If you don't have the money for it, get rich. Here's another little tidbit, not to get too sidetracked, but the reason that when I donate money, I do not donate to people living in this country is because our government prints more money faster than you could ever possibly make it or save it. Money isn't the problem. We've got too much of it. We've got too much of it. Other countries' money is a problem. They're not printing it. They're not making it. People have better work ethics than we do, and they're willing to do the deed, whatever. But the problem is that the money isn't there because those countries just don't have it. In this country, we've got more of it than you could ever possibly make it or save it. But we don't have the work ethic. We don't have the open-mindedness. We don't have the entrepreneurial spirit anymore like we used to. So that's why I don't donate money to this country. I just don't. Because it'll be completely wasted. It'll be completely, who knows what will happen to it. It'll just be completely wasted when it could have gone to actually help somebody. So that's why I don't donate money to this country. It's just the truth. And as far as these two people that are running for president right now, we're either going to have a guy that brags about sexually assaulting women, or we're going to have a woman president who is going to hand over the keys to the country to every corporation that profits by making you and your family sick. Literally poisoned. That's going to be our president, one of those two knuckle draggers. And that is completely reflective of who we've devolved into. That's our sum as a collective whole. Some people say, oh, if only we had a government that was reflective of the people, but that's exactly the problem. They do reflect us. So when we become a better people, we evolve again, we'll have, a better government again. So that's my talk. I hope you enjoyed it. If anybody has any comments, there's a lot of angry, sad, crying faces instead of lots of love, and I guess I can understand why. I'm kind of, angry at the people of my country, the United States of America. I'm very angry at our culture and upset and sad. I haven't lost hope. I mean, we can change we can change on the turn of a dime, so to speak. And that's why I'm making this video. I'm kind of hoping it goes viral and it gets people to rethink how they've been thinking about things. I'm kind of hoping this video goes viral and more people start questioning how they spend their money. Because if you change how you spend your money, if enough of us do it, there's a few people doing it, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's still, the problems are still getting worse. More people need to change how they spend their money. So if you decide that you're going to get rich, and you're going to break your ego that says, I don't need to make more money, and you go out there and you make $1 million anyway, but you do it in a way that's adding a benefit to other people, and you decide that you're going to start spending your money in ways that rewards good companies instead of bad companies, you do those kinds of things, we can reverse every problem that's out there. We can totally clean up politics, we can clean up big business, we can end starvation, we can end poverty, we can make factory farming a thing of the past that is just a horrible thing that systematically tortures and abuses over 1 billion animals every year. Crime would go down to almost non-existent. You know, we could really reverse all these things. Global warming could be, if it's not too late already, we could solve that. But it takes more people to want to get rich and more people to want to spend their money differently. Buy your services and products from companies that are making their money by doing good for the world. But almost every dollar that Americans spend goes into the pockets of companies that literally profit by poisoning you and your family and the planet we live on. So you need to switch that. All of us do. That's my talk. That's the big turnaround at the end, so it's not completely depressing, but there's some hope. I'm going to go scroll here and see if there's any comments. Some hi, Tom. A lot of people watching. A lot of people watching. Mel, I'm sorry that your video is freezing. All right, that's it. So there's a lot of like and love and sad faces and angry faces and hearts. If you guys want to say something, that's cool. But I do love all the hearts and stuff. And I'm probably going to end this video real soon. I don't know, do you guys want me to end it? Hi, Candida. Go, Tom. Go, you. I don't want this to be a video about me. This video isn't about me. Say my name. Candida. Karasi. Mammoth. I don't know if I said that correctly. Okay, XO. So does anybody have anything to say? I'd like to know more seriously. Okay, Melanie. Well, when this is done, the concept is pretty simple. Change how you spend your money and get rich. Get rich and change how you spend your money and tell other people about it too. Because that's what changes everything. Everything always follows the money. And money is the biggest equalizer ever. And all of us say that we wish we lived in a world that had no prejudices. Money is it. Money has no prejudices. So if every good person who wants to do well decides, okay, I'm sick of not being rich, I'm going to get rich. And I'm going to change how I spend my money, and I'm going to inspire other people, other good people to get rich and change how they spend their money too. And enough good people do that, we will take the money supply away from the criminals of the world, and we will totally change the world. But if you decide you're a good person, you're not going to get rich, then it's easier for the criminals to keep skating on by, except they're not just skating on by, they're killing people in their wake, and you know it. So if you're a good person and you're just okay with being poor the rest of your life, I don't apologize for saying this, but you're part of the problem. Do what you love and the money will follow. Candida, that is only true if what you're doing that you love has a residual and passive income attached to it. If it's ordinary earned income, then the money is not going to follow. You'll be chasing money the rest of your life. But that's another video for another day. So we got a couple cool comments here. Almost done with your gym. Way to go, Ryan. Perfect. Just reading comments here. All right. Any more comments? Anything else somebody wants to add? I probably have some hate mail in my inbox right now. From the first maybe 5 minutes of this video, I probably have some hate mail to sift through. But that's okay. All right. It doesn't look like anybody else has anything else to say. was kind of hoping you guys would, but generally with live feeds, most of the people that see it, they see it after it's done and recorded and posted on my Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and tap finish right now. And for those of you that are watching live, it'll be available on my timeline within 30 seconds after you see this go off, because Facebook is pretty quick that way. So thanks for showing up, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Do your part. Do your part. Really, do your part. The world is really depending on us. Okay?